Hi, my name's Pete. I'm the manager here at Park Cameras just off London's Oxford Street, and I have some very important guests here today who are about to show us the new Panasonic GH4. So we've got Damien Demolder, pro photographer, journalist and general authority on all things Micro Four Thirds, and Mark Baber, who is assistant product manager for Lumix G here in the UK. So Damien, you were lucky enough to have a recent meeting with the Lumix engineers from Japan. What were the developments in the GH4 that you were most excited about?
I think the thing that always interests me above camera features is image quality. And I think Panasonic are promising this new advanced quality to the images. I think that's pretty important. Also, there's the new Panasonic sensor and the Venus Engine 9, which are working together to do that. The Venus engine is much more powerful than before. It can produce much more complicated calculations and be much more intricate processing on the image. I think that's really, really promising. Faster AF systems always welcome. Like the idea of that, and much better top shutter speeds and lower ISO sensitivity as well. That's critical because we've got a whole new range of really fast lenses. We've got the 1.2 Noctiluts come out and the 1.4 25 that I like to use. Sometimes on a bright day they're difficult to get the shutter speeds, so it's great that we've got now these faster shutter speeds to cope with that. Also the iDetect AF as well, that's pretty cool, and I'm looking forward to getting some use out of that for portraits.
And you, Mark?
There's also an addition to GH4 range, and that's the video unit that the GH4 can sit on. That unit has XLR, SDI and HDMI connections so that you can assist with any video capture that the end user wants to use the video unit for.
We'll get more information about the video later, but you mentioned a new DFD focusing system. That sounds interesting.
It is interesting, Pete. DFD stands for depth from defocus. So basically now the GH4 has inbuilt information about all the Panasonic lenses that we currently have in our range. So it knows exactly what lens it has on when it connects. The reason for that then, it picks out two defocus areas and then calculates and measures the distance to the subject matter. So it knows exactly what lens needs to focus at what point. Contrast AF then adjusts fine tuning to the focus point and then gives lightning fast speeds of 0.07 seconds to actually focus on the subject. This eliminates any warbling or any opportunity for the camera to hunt. It also allows the GH4 to achieve AF tracking speeds of 7.5 frames a second, which is really fast compared to the GH3, and also 12 frames a second in continuous mode, so really accurate and fast from the GH4.
So yeah, from my point of view, the new focusing system is important because I do a lot of street photography and people are moving around. Obviously, I shoot quite a lot in London. Everyone's busy rushing to work and rushing around at lunchtime. And I hold the camera like that quite a lot because you can get lots of different angles without having to scoot down. And the screen here is really, really good. And I use the touch focus. So if I've got someone walking on the street and I can touch on their face and the focus is quick, it's absolutely fantastic. Also, it's going to work so much better in low light as well. And that's when the most interesting shots are, street lights and shop lights. So I'm looking forward to using that. That sounds pretty impressive.
So this brand new sensor and image processor. Damien, now you've examined some sample pictures, what can we expect from the final image quality?
I've been quite impressed by the images that I've seen so far. What's important to me is that in the image that we capture, all the information's in there. Because I like to work on my files, not extensively, but I just like to have control of the curves and the contrast and the colours. And quite often when you start applying a curve to a digital image, it just breaks up. The images I've seen from GH4 so far look like they're much more film-like. The depth of tone is much broader. There's much smoother tonal gradations. So it means that you can adjust contrast and things without the colours and the tones breaking up. Colours look very natural and lifelike. The images are sharp, but they're not over-sharpened, and that's a critical thing. Plenty of detail, and it looks nice. So if you want to go in and use some sharpening afterwards, you can, and you can do that without edges getting those horrible halos. So they look like advanced JPEGs. I think I've been wanting for a long time something that sits between JPEG and RAW files, and this looks like it's going to be it.
And the look and the feel is very similar to the GH3?
Yeah, it is. I didn't think that there was much wrong with GH3, to be honest, in terms of good grip and the buttons and everything are in just the right place. So I'm pleased Panasonic haven't tried to change the design and layout too much. I think the grip of the GH4 is just slightly different. It just feels nicer under the finger there. But generally, yeah, it's not much to change on it. It's good to have a SLR style body. When you're shooting to the eye as well, you've got a bit more stability. About the system though, you can have really high quality lenses that are small, and that's really important to me. And on this, this is much more SLR style, but you can still fit quite a big lens on and it feels very comfortable.
Looking at the specs, it's obvious that the GH4 is a bit of a powerhouse when it comes to shooting video. What else can video users expect?
Well, they can expect from the powerhouse of the GH4 the ability to shoot in 4K video. So that's at both 30 or 24 frames a second. And in cinematic mode, you'll be able to actually output to a cinema style screen. So really ambitious pro users or enthusiasts that want to be able to produce outstanding video, they can rest assured that the GH4 will be able to do that. It's 3 times faster than a GH3 as well from transfer rate, so from 72 megabits a second to 200 megabits a second. So an amazing achievement by our Japanese engineers to actually produce that. Focus peaking now has been added, so that's something that was missing on the GH3. So we've listened to our customers, we've added that back into that now. And also zebra pattern for adjusting contrast, light areas, dark areas. So some real fine tuning and contrast adjustment within the GH4. It's now multi-region, so instead of you having to purchase maybe a product in the States to use for NTSC and PAL in Europe, it's now global, so we can now choose from NTSC to PAL within the camera.
And although HDMI live streaming is traditionally seen as something that video guys like, it's actually really useful for stills photographers as well. It means you can plug your camera straight into your TV at home or straight into your computer. But also when you're out in the field, I like to plug HDMI into a field monitor, so if I'm shooting a landscape I can have my field monitor right next to me, see the big picture, and it's much easier to get a good composition because you're looking at the finished product right before you even press the shutter button. You can preview the colour balance and focus and everything like that. It's also really good for shooting portraits as well. Just having a big view of the image that you're about to take, and it's like having the finished picture before you actually commit it to the memory card.
And what sort of kits can we look forward to stocking?
Yes, Pete, the GH4 comes in different options. One is the body only, and the other is the 14 to 140 lens. Now that's currently the new 14 to 140 lens that you find on the G6.
So thanks to Damien and Mark for coming in and showing us this amazing new product. We look forward to seeing you in one of the Park Camera stores sometime soon, either the London or the Burgess Hill store. You can check out more information on our website, parkcameras.com, or use social media. Thanks very much for watching.